I knew कि भाई let's get okay. So yeah, I knew what DeFi is, but I did not really know the backstory and how it all started, and like for someone to build it, what was their rationale behind it? Why did they really build it? So I spent some time reading about how all of this works. I spent some time about reading key how does one get started from scratch and how they actually start earning. Um, but yeah, so that's basically it. And on this call, I'll just share what I discovered. I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be one, but I think I've spent some time understanding it and I just want to share it with everyone here.
Yeah, also
That's the
before
whole.
we start, there's one thing. So we recently started one point system in FBI. So whenever you join any call, let's say for example, this one, the community call, or any other retroactive lead in your community, like contributing to the community, we'll be giving out co-apps to everyone. Salman sir is here, who is helping us with that. So I want you to like give a heads up, like you can download the co-app app in your phone, maybe iOS and then the link is in the chat. I'll quickly redrop it as well. And
Yeah,
we'll share a secret code between the call, which you can use
yeah.
to claim it.
Yeah, I'll share it
Yeah,
twice. Once when I'm done with all my Gyan Jyoti, and second at the last. So that,
yeah.
yeah,
Alright. Yeah.
retroactive rewards, I guess.
All right, so go
So
ahead.
yeah, there are about 11 people. Bye. Rakshit is here. I'm under pressure now. Bye, Rakshit, correct me if I go wrong somewhere. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me just share my screen and let's get started. Wait, what did he say? So, yeah, you all can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Hello. Yeah. So this is rookies, and like this is the first rookies session, and this is all about DeFi and how it all started. And I've named it rookies that fuck around and figure out because that's what I essentially did. Lost a lot of money, but yeah, if you don't lose or if you don't get your hand burnt, you don't really know how it works. So what's like the entire deal about DeFi and like why does it even exist in the first place? Like there are millions of users and it's like the conception right now is sort of something like DeFi gives you free money and I've figured that that's the best way to onboard people because who does not want free money? Like most of us are here because we are like, okay, we'll have a little less effort and we can and in some people's cases like 10,000x as well. So yeah, But like the deal behind it is, it's pretty simple. It's like a machine, and it's like a game, and you can sort of trick it, or you can sort of learn how to get good at it. But you need to have an eye. You need to have an eye to recognize trends, recognize shitcoins, recognize projects with potential. And yeah, once you know these tactics, you can sort of game your way through it. In this session, we'll basically understand what's DeFi. We'll glance across like the most basic concepts in DeFi. And at the end of this call, we'll sort of figure out how do we earn $3 to $4 a day, at least. Okay, so it all began with this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto. And he's anonymous. He's like the legend that created. Like I think this is the only photo of him that exists. I mean, he can be just some random Japanese guy as well. But I hope that this is Satoshi Nakamoto. But yeah, this all started with him. This all started with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was like built as a proof of concept, but it turned out to be something viral, something uh, novel in a way. So the reasoning behind it was simple. Satoshi Nakamoto was annoyed because there was no real transfer of money. Like the currency we know is just like a receipt that says that okay, you have this amount of money. But in reality, there is no concept called money, and there are a lot of intermediaries, central authorities that control this, and it's just very annoying. So Satoshi Nakamoto was like, okay, there needs to be transfer of value that is authentic, that is real, and that does not really cost us a fortune, or that does not really decrease in value. Think of it as trading digital gold. And he was like, okay, let's introduce a coin. It'll have limited supply. People will be able to mine it. People will be able to basically earn and transfer this value of money permissionlessly, uh, peer to peer, with nobody involved. So yeah, he built Bitcoin, and it's viral. Like Bitcoin is crazy. Bitcoin, like anyone that holds one Bitcoin right now is basically a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever. There was a meme. Recently, there was this Pizza Day, right? So Pizza Day was basically a guy that ran out of money and bit paid the delivery person in Bitcoin, and he lost like millions and millions of dollars of fortune. So yeah, that's like the story behind it. Uh, yeah, Salman is very funny. He tricked us. Oh, fun. Okay, so yeah, then the problem with Bitcoin was that it's not really scalable, and it was started as a proof of concept, and there were people who believed in it held like a big chunk, and now that it is too much in value, like people like me and you, like some of you cannot really afford it. Or like even if we are like, okay, what do we do? What do I do with $50,000? I cannot even sell it. I cannot even. Okay, yeah. So it is not really scalable. There are not really any dApps that can be built on top of this. You cannot really like invest in a DCA through it. So Chad Vitalik enters the scene, and he's like, okay, let me just build. Uh, okay, who's gonna tell him to go full screen? Am I not full screen?
No, I think it's in the first one.
Are you sure?
Nothing fine to me.
Maybe you can hit present on the top right. I mean, it is kind of full screen.
Oh, like you can present it. See on the top right, there's a button. Present share.
What? Where?
On the
The top
top right.
Oh, this. Oh, full screen like this. Wow. Okay, my bad. Um, yeah. So Vitalik enters the scene. He understands Bitcoin, and back in the day, Vitalik used to write technical blogs, and he got paid in Bitcoin. Like he, that was like his level of contribution, his level of retroactive earning of funds. But yeah, that's how all of it started, and he was like the first real believer, builder, dev that really believed in like what a Bitcoin can achieve, and like what decentralized finance and decentralized currency can achieve in general. And he builds Ethereum as the means of basically becoming a chariot for DeFi, a chariot for this whole Web3 crypto scene. And it opens the space up for innovation. Like you can now trade money, you can basically do everything that you could do through brokers, but on chain. And like these brokers won't really sell you into buying some shit coin, buying some penny stock. You could do it with your own research, with your own money, and put like have real skin in the game. This brought rise to like a lot of dApps back in the day. One such was MakerDAO's Compounder. Um, and yeah, MakerDAO's Compounder was like the first real dApp. It was like a lending protocol, like Aave, think of it as Aave. And MakerDAO still is like a big deal in the market. It was like a early adopter and it has been there for the longest time. But MakerDAO, if you think of it, was really basic. Was a way in which people could like send and lend and borrow money, but it was not really the best way to implement like DeFi. So people would say that, okay, instead of doing all of this, I can just pay my broker or take a loan from the bank. Like why do I really need to use all of that? But in the if you in the long scheme of things, MakerDAO was like the first real innovator. Uh, After all of this, right? Like it just opened the space up for like a lot of dApps. Ether Delta was like the first decentralized exchange, but it got wrecked by SEC, because SEC was like, "Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you creating online money?" Everyone looked at it as a scam. But yeah, it just showed that, okay, decentralized exchanges can be a thing as well. And after Ether Delta, and like around the time Ether Delta was a thing, P2B trading became like a big thing. So instead of having like smart contracts that hook your funds, P2P, like just people would connect each other. The dApp would like the protocol would connect people with each other, and they could basically have a separate chat room where they can spend and spend and trade money, basically trade tokens basically. So think of it as Binance with like a shittier UI, because everything back then was very clunky. But but this gave time for like a real dApp to come to the scene, and that was when Uniswap launched its version 1. And it was AMM. I think we'll talk about AMM a lot. So AMM stands for Automated Market Maker, and there is no order book. It is completely supply and demand dependent, and like the price obviously keeps going up or down depending on the supply and demand. After this, right, like Uniswap launch, you can compare Uniswap to MakerDAO. MakerDAO was like the first lending borrowing protocol, and Uniswap was the first DEX, like a very MVP, very simple DEX, but it still is at like the top right now in the EVM scene, and it has come to like V4. They'll soon launch V4, which is going to like blow up the scene apparently. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us use meme coins for like aping into shit coins and projects that we like. But yeah, Uniswap V1 was like completely revolutionary. They also opened their APIs, so there are a lot of dApps called like a lot of DEXs like Pancake Swap, Sushi Swap, which are basically forks of Uniswap. Like if you're familiar with the DGen scene, DL3, there's a dApp called Proxy Swap. Proxy Swap is in fact a fork of Uniswap. So yeah, that's how impactful, that's how massive Uniswap really was in the scene. Now fast forwarding to 2024, we are on the chain base, and Uniswap has been a chain with like has been a protocol with like a lot of value. They are like the market leaders when it comes to DEXs. They have done everything right. They're like the toppers, and like they're acing all the exams that come to them. But there's this stupid new dApp called Aerodrome, and Aerodrome is really up for success, set up for success. Like Aerodrome started out as a AMM. They initially forked Uniswap, and then they were like, okay, let's compete with Uniswap. And they so what they have really done is uh, they have automated something called synthetics. They have automated something called virtual tokens and synthetic tokens as well. So with a mash of three, it makes them like a sort of aggregator of all the top AMMs. With this, they are like the market leaders right now. On base chain, they are the hub of liquidity. Every protocol, every user is using them in some way or the other. And I think in this on-chain summer and in the next upcoming cycles, Aerodrome is set up for success. And if there is some time to get on chain and start earning money on chain, it is now. And like Aerodrome is like the best way to do it. As I said in the beginning of the call, we'll sort of figure out how we earn $3 to $4 a day, and it is we'll do it via Aerodrome. So yeah, let me just go to Aerodrome. I think I'll have to change my screen, right? Oh, can you see my Aerodrome screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I've connected my wallet. I go to liquidity here. So will be familiar with Uniswap and like this interface where you can basically swap your funds. Like you go from Aero and you can basically swap it to WETH, USD or like whatever token you want. So yeah, this is how it works. But in the background, right, like for Aerodrome to give me Aerodrome to take my Aero and give me USDC, they need to have like a storage of USDC and they need to have a storage of Aero. So P2P, back in the day, P2P was common. So whenever I wanted USDC for Aero, I need to find a person that wanted that wanted USDC for my Aero as well. So that would be very time taking, and automated market makers really sorted all of this out for us. So if you go to liquidity, right, you can basically pool in money. You can basically, I think the UI will feel clunky on Aerodrome right now. But yeah, if you just glance through it, you can see like the APR and like the token pair. So VAMM is basically virtual market maker, and the token pair is USDC Aero. So if I want to swap, if I want to swap my Aero here, I just enter. Let me just do a quick transaction. I want like say I'll pay 100 USDC and get then how much ever Aero there is. This is a little annoying on Aerodrome's part. The UI is very slow. But like the whole point of this is when I swap my USDC, right? It comes out from this liquidity pool. It comes out from this liquidity pool. My Aero comes out from this liquidity pool. And if I want to, I can actually contribute to this liquidity pool. And you can see I have already done it in the past. And this is how much I'm sort of making. So VMM, USDC Aero, 123% returns per year. And so if I've invested about $3,000 in total, like approximately $3,000 in total, and I'm earning an APR of 123%. So that would mean about $10, $11, 11 Aero per day. So I can just claim my emissions every single day. Yeah, I don't think there will be IL because like it's a USDC Aero token pair is a very safe option in my opinion, because like Aerodrome is pumping and I really care about I really vibe with like their tokenomics and how they have designed like the whole protocol. So it's like a safe bet.
Sir,
And
this is the
yeah,
time to drop the special period.
yeah, let's do it. So, do you want me to just tell it out loud or put it in the chats?
It's just say it on the. Yeah, I'll drop it. It's just
Yeah, so you'll firstly have to go to POAP, and there's this secret code called on-chain/trauma. Yeah,
on chain channel.
on-chain/trauma dash trauma.
Yeah.
So once you enter that, let me just do it as well. Once you enter that, you'll sort of be able to claim your POAP for this session.
Sorry, Rakshit, sir, it was my personal. All right.
Just a quick one. So when you open your app, open your PoApp app, you'll find a mint button on the bottom right. And when you click on that, you'll see a word called secret word. And over there, you have to enter on-chain trauma. And that's how you mint this PoApp. This,
Yeah,
yeah,
check
it's,
the chart for the screenshot.
yeah. So the secret word is available only to people here on this call. So don't, yeah. So
All right. Thank you so much, Simon, sir.
Yeah, let me just do it for myself as well.
Yeah. Also, this will be live for a very short period of time, maybe 10, 15 minutes max. So, monitor.
Yeah, I'm intended as well. But yeah, so coming back to LPing and coming back to earning emissions. So VAMM and this providing liquidity for this pool will get you 123 APR. Obviously, do your own research, find out protocols that you find out token pairs that you really like with and you're bullish about. There's one for degen. There is one for like a lot of your favorite projects. USDC plus and USD plus is a token pair by Reserve Protocol, and they are basically a protocol that tries to fight inflation. So there are a lot of crazy dApps, crazy projects on Base that source their liquidity essentially through Aerodrome. And Aerodrome itself is very underrated, honestly. Like considering they are like the backbone of this space of Base ecosystem, they are they're at $1 right now. So I'm hoping that it goes up to at least $5 in this upcoming on-chain summer. So yeah, it's really insane, and it's really the best time to be LPing on Aerodrome. So there are a lot of different types of LPing as well. But for the time being, uh, right, like I think just stable and volatile are the best types of liquidity pools to explore. Concentrated liquidity pools are essentially like you LP in the specific price range, but if your LP goes above or below, you stop earning emissions until your funds or your LP is back in that pool. This helps with capital efficiency essentially. But yeah, I'm not really good at basically understanding numbers and figuring out what type of trading range will be constant. But yeah,
There are a few
um,
questions in the chat.
we buy the Aero token too, right? What's the difference really? Is helping better than buying? So LPing, right? Like you can earn Aero token without you can have Aero token and you can earn it through emissions without even buying it. So for example, this WETH and USDC pool, you already imagine you already have WETH in your wallet and USD in your wallet. You just provide liquidity and you earn 20.38 percentage per year as APR in Aero. So it's instead of you can also buy it, but then the structure, the incentive system of Aerodrome is in such a way that you can sort of you are sort of rewarded for being a LPR. And yeah, there are a lot of complexities as well. I'm making a video and writing a detailed research paper on Aerodrome and all of its structure, its tokenomics and all of that. Like there are a lot of incentives. You can be a Aerodrome governor. You can hold the Aerodrome governance token and all of that. But yeah, really interesting time, and I would recommend everyone to go to liquidity on Aerodrome and just fuck around, find out, read more about tokens. I'll also drop some links in the chat soon about like aggregators of yield, basically yield providers. And yeah, it's a good place to be for beginners. And yeah, I've recently figured it out too. So
There are 2-3 more
Makes sense.
questions in the chat.
there
Would
must be
answer.
some risk and rewards sound to be. What are perks and losses of doing LP? So perks is basically you earn emissions, you earn arrow, which is going to which potentially can boost, and you already have funds laying around, and you're not really doing anything with those funds. You can sort of LP it. You can put it to some use and earn rewards for it. Think I like a bad comparison would be if like how do you do traditional FDs? But yeah, in a way, it makes sense. Like you have funds laying around, and you basically LP it to earn some rewards. Losses in some way is basically your funds are stuck somewhere for some time, at least your funds are stuck somewhere. If you want to earn like significant amount of returns, you need to put in significant amount of you need to stake significant amount of money. Like I'm staking about $3,000 here to get like 123% APR. I'll have to keep it I'll have to keep it staked for a year at least to get all of these rewards, maximize my rewards. But yeah, and what was the last question? Mhm. There must be some list to it. Yeah, I mean the risk is the same. Like your funds are, and one big problem about liquidity pools or liquidity providing in general is that it is like like it is very hackable in all honesty. So there have all the hacks that have been in the recent past have been at liquidity providers and basically attacking these liquidity pools. So uh, providing liquidity at like a project protocol that is audited, that it is like very important. It is very key. So Aerodrome is like a one good example. There are lots of dApps protocols on DEXs on base that don't really do a good job and are not really authentic. But yeah, Aerodrome has a very good track record, and it has been like providing liquidity for a long time. What's the APR for two stable coins? So like traditionally, if you look at Uniswap, the APR rate is like 0.5%, 3% at max for exotic tokens. But on Aerodrome, right, you can essentially lock in your arrow and become a voter. And as you vote, you can vote for liquidity pools. So all this 123 APR you see, this is not like natural simple interest yield. This is basically people believing in this token pool and voters believing in token pool and giving up their personal arrow as incentive for this token pool. So this is how it works. Like this is a basic gist of it. But yeah, uh, like that's why Aerodrome stands out to me a lot, because like if you really think about it, USDC WETH, the USDC WETH pair is sort of a stable coin. There's DAI and USDBC pool as well. But yeah, and even 28% APR is very high for LPing in general. So this was basically it. This was all I had in my mind about uh, liquidity providing, DEXs in general, and DeFi.
Tell them what we did in SQL. How much we making daily.
I cannot hear you.
I'm saying not tell them how much we did in LCR, how much we made making a bill daily.
So like let's do some quick math. Oh no, I'm really insecure about showing off my math skills. But yeah, consider you're earning like you have invested thousand USD. Public math. Okay, now I'm on the spot right now. So consider you have put in like 100 USD and you're earning a 123% of it. So like you'll end up making you'll end up earning $1 to $3 per you'll end up earning $1 to $3 in a year. So you divide it by 12 and then you divide it by 30. So this much how much you'll end up making per day. This is in arrow. You'll end up making 0.3 arrow per day. And yeah, this is like basically how you figure out how much you'll make. There is a lot of complexity to this as well. Uh, Concentrated, incentivized, low TVL, volatile are sort of tough to understand, and it requires like a detailed discussion on all of it, and like there's a lot of math involved in this as well. But yeah, I think this is good for starters. But everyone I see on this chat is basically a degen. I can yeah, most of them are degen except Akash Bhai. No offense. But yeah, um, let's if you all have some questions, go ahead. I think we have like last couple of minutes left. So APR, every platform has a different way. On Aerodrome, it is based on every epoch. Epoch is like 7 day period where APR stays constant. So for the next 7 days, APR for this token pair is going to be 123. So APR calculation is a mix of what how much people are voting, like VE arrow holders are voting, plus the TVL. So yeah, it does not really change. It changes every 7 days. So yeah, that's basically the answer.
Piyush, like I know not financial advice, but the reason am I audible?
Yeah.
Yep. The reason I asked the question earlier, and because everyone's degen here, you mentioned like you are very bullish on like Aero, like you see it's going to $5 during on-chain summer. So like in that scenario, like it seems a little like smarter to buy versus LP right now. Like yeah. Yes.
I mean, so if you think about it, if you have like 3,000 USD lying around, instead of swapping it for Aero, you can basically LP it and earn emissions that will again be in Aero, which will basically you're earning rewards just for uh, like providing LP. So uh, in cases where Aero goes up, this APR rate will sort of be one sec. This APRs will sort of be similar, right? And your value keeps growing with time. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
USDC lying around. Sure, yeah. I mean, don't get me started, KP.
Bro, Piyush, but like your example was that 3000 USD, if you have lying around, we
Mhm.
should LP it. But that to LP, we'll need to convert half of it to Aero, right? First of all.
So it depends on the token. So if it is, say, let's just take some example. Let's take some stable example.
Guys, I think LP is very tricky, and like to start with LP, like start with a small amount, because Piyush, what happens if Aero goes up to $2? You will lose out your Aero will sell, right, and at an average range between 1 to 2, or like what range have you LP'd in?
So this is not concentrated LP. These are basically all range, full range LP.
Got it.
So
But
and yeah.
yeah, if let's say Aero pumps 20% tomorrow, your bag sells more, right? And you are more
Yeah.
in USD.
Considering you have LP'd in a pool that requires Aero. Like, so for example, if I'm LPing in this pool, yeah, I don't think my
Yeah.
Aero will basically liquidate. It's just that I will end up earning more emission. I mean, this is how Aerodrome is designed. But if I invest in like a concentrated liquidity
Yeah,
pool, I
concentrated
will get
LPs have a range, right?
yeah
But
concentrated.
but this one is 0 to infinite, right? So what happens when once the price goes up? Like let's say Salman wants to have exposure to Aero. Like let's say he's bullish, Aero will go to $4, $5. So either he buys a Aero bag and like just holds it in his wallet, or he buys half the size of Aero and keeps half USDC and then goes into LP, which I think uh he
So
was mentioning, the last
yeah,
person who asked.
so how I approach it, I mean, it could be right or wrong. How I approach it is I get to earn Aero from providing liquidity to some other pool. So for example, this pool, O1 plus USDC. I swap my USDC to O1, equal O1 and equal USD plus, and
Right.
then earn rewards in Aero. So I
Yeah.
don't really need to hold Aero or buy Aero. I'm getting it as reward.
But that would be
And
very significant amount, no? Very
so
insignificant amount, I mean.
220% APR. So say Aero's value goes up with time and it goes to like
Okay,
$3,
yeah,
right?
the APR is insane. Yeah. What is this
Yeah.
OVN token though?
I have no idea. But yeah, like basically anyone can have their own token pool. You can start a token pool from scratch, get people to vote for it and earn like rewards. This is a strategy that most of these protocols are adopting right now. So it's very interesting to see what Aerodrome is up to. But yeah.
Got it. And like, so it's mentioned, can you open the Aero pool once? The one
Uh,
you deposit, yeah, this one. Yeah, see the first point, last line. The pool
yeah, the
liquidity is
liquidity
kept in balance using the formula X into Y is
XYZ
greater than
greater
equal
than
to
K.
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 So if your Aero pumps, it will start selling it, which is what I was
Yeah.
referring to, like
Yeah.
IL.
Yeah, considering you're like helping in
You,
this token pool, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, like, I just want to like warn people. Imagine someone aping in size, not enough to make it, making it a sized LP, and then they're like, "Where the fuck are my funds if that
Yeah,
token pumps?" So,
yeah,
guys,
yeah, yeah.
LP is risky. IL basically is, say, you bought a token for 100 rupees. It was 100, and let's say you put 100 USDC and $100 worth of Aero, and now Aero pumped up, say 50%. So it will sell your Aero throughout. Like it
Yeah,
will sell your Aero at the average price. So you will get about say if it was 100 and the top was 150, you will get about 125. So
25.
the
Yeah,
25 that remaining that you would have got if you just hold it in spot would have been impermanent loss. So basically, it's also impermanent loss because if Aero comes down, it can be recovered. So which is why it's not called permanent loss. So if it's because, say, if you closed your LP right then when Aero was at the top, you suffered a loss. versus if you were just holding the bag, like Salman asked, you would have not had that loss. But again, then which is why it gives an APR here, so
Yeah.
that to make up for the loss or whatever the risks are, to make up
Yeah.
again, because and the aerodrome being a DEX wants to give the rewards in aero, A, because the holders of aero increase, and B, again, people get to know about their token and are incentivized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Absolutely.
go blindly ape into LP. It's fucking risky.
Yeah.
Try with small size, fuck around,
Try
find
with
out, and
small
then
size. Yeah. Try with small size and token that are relatively stable.
right.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, yeah, that's basically it. Oh fuck, we ran over by like 15 minutes. But yeah, thanks for joining the call. If there's anything,
Also, as we are here, so I think all of you might have seen the video we recently did with Zoo House. So I was also in the video. So yeah, Zoho is also hosting a DeFi hackathon, DeFi Mania. If any of you are a builder and wants to hack into that, should definitely check out that. What video, sir? You should say it once. Akash, we have based the links in the chat too. Yeah, that's it. That's just wanted to pitch in. You should continue.
yes. So yeah, that's basically it. Um, that's basically all that I had to say. If there's some questions, like I'm still figuring it out and learning my best way to go about it as well. But yeah, feel free to DM, feel free to message, and we'll figure it out together. I'll be actively sharing the best LPing options on the rookie chat as well. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that and catch you guys in the next session.
All right, everyone. Bye bye. Ending the call.